In earlier civilization in Egypt, science was used for the betterment of humanity. How do we use the knowledge that we have to help our fellow brothers and sisters? That was a different way of looking at science. Science was not looked at in a way to conquer and dominate and to separate ourselves from the universe, from nature. The Egyptian knowledge knew that we as below, so as above, so below. That the Egyptian defined human being as miniatures of the universe. So we understand all the marvels and beautiful things that are in the universe. We are miniature of that. Human beings are the pawns of dead stars. We are made of atoms. When stars started blowing apart and new life started springing out of the ashes, and that is where we come. Where do you think we come? We come from atoms of dead stars that blow up long time ago and created new life. An Egyptian understand that. So we, in a way, have the same element you can find in the universe. You can find those same elements in our bodies. We are made of the same atoms that make the universe. Egyptians understood that. They never thought we were different from nature. They never want to extirpate us from nature. They wanted to understand nature in a way that they understand ourselves. The more they learn about nature and develop science, the more they actually learn about themselves. And the more they wanted to know about themselves, the more they understood nature, the universe, because there were no dichotomy. That was the Egyptian form of science. When the Plato and the Socrates and all the people before took it from there, learned from there or stole it from there, they decided to become the gods. They decided to separate, to cut themselves out of the universe as a species set apart to study the universe. So they are outside of it because they can study and analyze and control it. So that's one difference in terms of looking at the science. Civilization was more about how people interacted among themselves, how people treated themselves, and things like that. European civilization became how we think better than you, how we are more rational, and how we can, teach you how to think about the world, how to be rational and suppress your emotion and all that kind of thing. So you can see that there's a clear difference there. Yes, those components were in the beginning of early civilization, yes, but they were not designed the same way. They were not carrying the same ideology, the same way of being. One started developing it, beginning with the Socrates, the Plato and all that, developing it as a weapon, as a way of being. But in the Egyptian, it was already a way of being. So there was no intention behind it. There was no ideology behind it. It was just a way of being in the universe. That's the difference there. So I know we should wrap up now. So we didn't even really touch on the things I wanted us to touch on. I don't know if we ever finish this chapter, but I'm not rushing. As long as you learn something, as long as you're still interested in this thing, we can spend as much time, because I think those two chapters are very crucial. So because we're asking, and also because we haven't been talking about that for a long time, so you kind of also want to update yourself again. And here we say, by isolating the components of this self-image, we have found that the European cultural ego is composed of elements traceable to the early and formative stages of European culture, when the Plato started setting that up. Traits that matured and develop simultaneously with the culture itself. So that is how the culture will begin to mature and develop when those Plato started setting that up. The isolatable features are interrelated and each function to support the other. So all these things function to support each other. The rational man, the male, the scientific, universality, objectivity, civilized, world, all of these are interrelated to present one unified image of the European. So support combining to form a cohesive ego. That's how it's a cohesive ego, which uses the conflict tension. So again, the European is more into the conflict tension, not like the African, which is more harmony based. European Assyria is more conflict tension based. That's why they thrive. That's why if you stop all the wars, America will go bankrupt. If you stop all the wars in the world, America thrives off of conflicts. But paradoxically argues that they're trying to bring peace in the world when that is not really what they're trying to do. So yeah, it's an ideology. Make the European thrive, because then the British divide and conquer. If you're in a peaceful society, how can you do business? If everybody's sing kumbaya and all that, how can you make money? So resulting from an inherent deficiency as a continuous source of energy. So they need that to feed out of it. The need to feed off of it, that conflict tension thing. If not, then So what emerges in this discussion is the culturally visible self-image. So you can actually look and see the European self-image that functions meaningfully to support European normative sanctioned behavior. See, that's why I put all of this. So now a behavior that is sanctioned and accepted in a European way is a behavior that says we suppress our emotions, we suppress our primitive toys and thinking and totems. We only live based on our reason, and no passion, and we're scientific, we're civilized, we don't do things like animals, we're this and that. So every European now grows up learning that, and every European's behavior is sanctioned by those components. This is who we are. So we will stop here, and next time we will pick up. I really hope we'll pick up on this, because I really wanted us to discuss that a little bit, and then hopefully close this chapter with the last part, race and national identity. Okay. And you can bring on your question. If you want, you can email me those questions in advance, then I can look at them. But if not, then you can still bring them and we can discuss them. All right, you're welcome, man. So I will see you next week. Take it easy, man. Peace. Yeah.